So some of you will be familiar with a DC5 Type R on my channel because I recently done a 12-hour round trip to Plymouth to buy one privately that I saw on eBay, and I actually bought that car and it actually sold straight away. So I then became in my mind thinking I want to buy more of these DC5 Type Rs. They're clearly good news. So yesterday, I'll say yesterday or in the week, I got offered this car, and yesterday the fella come up and I bought it. So today's video is going to be about my second DC5 Type R. Before we start talking about the DC5, let's just show you what other cars have had come in. That Range Rover, I think it's done a bit of mileage. I think I'm going to do a video on that car. It'd be cool to get that on the channel. I did recently buy a Range Rover Sport. Again, those that follow me would have seen that video. This M3 here is the M3 that I travelled to Carlisle for. That was a mission of a journey, and that was the car that I bought to do the project on. I was going to break it and use the engine and gearbox and stuff out of that for my touring project. But I bought the other one, and that one's now had the wheels refurbed, the arch has been painted, new front grills, and it's gone up for sale. So yeah, that's that car. Something else I want to quickly show you is not him because he's annoying. Something else I quickly want to show you is my M6. Let me just quickly show you that. There it is, lovely. Look at that, it's a mean looking car. And the funny thing is, I said this in the previous video, is it looks more pale through the camera than it does in real life, because I just don't know why that is. It's so annoying. You've got to see this car in real life. It just looks abnormal in front of you. But let's head back to the yard. So I want to show you something else quickly as well. The SL55 that I've done a video on recently, that sold straight after the video went live, and this thing come in part exchange. It's an SL500, so a lot of SLs going on at the minute. This one 30 had a crazy amount of interest in that. It's looking like that's now sold, so we'll see how that goes. Focus ST's just coming over there. Oh look, the S4 paint box space. Jason painted the wings. Almost got the colour match right. Look, yeah, well done, Jason. Great job of that, mate. But wheels have been painted silver. I know they're not the correct wheels, but it will do the job. The Astra VXR has just come back from paint, so I've had the front bumper painted. The wheels have been refurbed. So if you look at that, they will look quite fresh now. There was a little mark on the side skirt. Obviously it's filthy dirty, it needs a clean. Back bumper was painted. I think that was it. Was that it? So yeah, that's going to get cleaned up and go back up for sale now as well. So let's get back over to the Integra. So this Integra is obviously a 54 plate car, which is a facelift car. So the best way I find to learn things is just to be, I'm a bit more of a practical guy than I am a theory guy. So obviously I recently bought the pre-facelift one. That was a 51 reg car, and from buying that car you learn about these cars, and I've learned quite a bit about these cars. I mentioned this in the previous video, I personally prefer the pre-facelift headlights, but the rear lights on the facelift cars are undoubtedly more attractive. They're just a bit more modern, a bit more crystally. They look nice. The facelift rear bumper's got this sort of grey line through the middle there, or the bottom, or near the bottom, middle, bottom, whatever. Again, doesn't matter, but I do like the pre-facelift cars. So just got the stock wheels, love them wheels, they need a refurb. The whole car needs a good old machine polish. It's really dull, even when you sort of run your hand over it, it's just not very smooth, it's very flat. So that needs doing. Headlights need polishing, I think I mentioned that. What else does it need doing? Wheels need refurb. But do you know what, all in all, it's actually a really nice car. It's a good example. I noticed this stickers all worn, so I've ordered a pair of stickers to replace them. That'll just be a nice thing. Interior, let's quickly look on the inside of it. This car's got a black interior. I said this in the video of the other car, that red interior is definitely my preference. The red interior cars have got red carpets and red floor mats. They just look so much better. But that aside, this is still a very nice car. It's done 165,000 kilometers. which equates to just over 100,000 miles. But again, on the interior, it's all very similar. Got engine start stop button, the Momo steering wheel. Again, like I say about buying cars and being practical, I learned that from buying these cars. Under the bonnet, obviously, I love stuff like this. This sort of, they've done 132,000 kilometers in 2014, so it gives you all these little Japanese stickers. I ain't got a bloody clue what any of it says, but it's just nice, isn't it? It's just nice little bits of character. Under the bonnet, we've got the K20A engine. Obviously, beautiful thing. We all love them. If you like cars and you don't like them engines, you need to move to a different planet because you're a bloody idiot. They're a great engine, 220 bhp, a crazy amount of fun for not a lot of power. And yeah, under the bonnet, it's a really nice car. So it's all really clean around here. It's all very nice. That engine mount looks spanking new. Look at that. Oil cap. Never see one of these with dodgy oil cap, but yeah, that's all nice and fresh in there. Yeah, lovely car. Silicone hose there. Other than that, it's all very standard. So let's just stick that back down. Visually, it's a stock looking car. It's a very stock car. The other one had lowered suspension, so if you look at it from this angle here, it looks correct. It looks as it should, but I did prefer again the look of the other one. I'm not slating this car. This is a better car than the other one. Like on paper, it's a later reg, lower mileage, and it's the facelift car, right? So on paper, it's definitely a better car. It's more a valuable car, but car spec or personal preference, I would rather have the other one. So as I stood here, I just realised that I was meant to say this. It's got this horrible gouge through the bumper. That'll get painted, but like with the Astra VXR that I showed you just over there, obviously I've done a video on that recently, what I tend to do is just buy a car, get it advertised as it is with all of the prep that needs doing. If someone turns up and wants to buy it as it is, we do a little deal with them. If not, in the meantime, it will join the queue to get prepped and it will get its prep work done. So yeah, it will go off to get prepared at some stage over the next few days. Let me just quickly show you something in here as well, because this is quite funny. Let's just stick that camera up there. Hold on a minute, let me spin the mic around as well. That's better. Yeah, the seat, yeah, because this is made in Japan. This is just an assumption. Is it because Japanese gentlemen are generally smaller than us big English oafs here in England, and it means that the seat doesn't need to go back as far. And the whole time this has been in England, I think it's been in England for 3 years, people have been driving it like this. But I've noticed that there's this little bit of metal here, see that? With like it's just one bolt. Let me put that chair back, it just hits it. Yeah, that ain't no good. So first job before I can drive this car, that's got to come out. That's it. Look at that, how easy is that? I should have been a bloody mechanic, shouldn't I? Just undone a whole bolt myself, done it back up. That one little thing, how's that never been removed? But yeah, let's go for a little drive, shall we? May as well. I know we've done like DC5 talk recently on the channel, but there's still a bit more we can do in there. So yeah, let's hit the road. Now strangely, this is actually the following day. I know that might seem weird to you because I'm great at editing, but I went to film this yesterday, this little drive out in the Integra, and my front camera, I don't know what had happened to it, it was just completely dead. And everywhere I go in my life, I carry this bag with me, and that bag has always got my cameras with it. All of my cameras are always fully charged. I don't go anywhere unless they're fully charged, and they've all got blank memory cards. I like to be organised going forward, because you never know what might happen in my day, and just so I'm prepared to film. So for that to have happened yesterday, very annoying. But yeah, Integra Type R, DC5, there's VTEC. First thing you'll notice when you drive this one in comparison to the last one I had is the VTEC don't quite make as much of a roar, and that's because it's still got a stock air filter under the bonnet. The the previous one had like an aftermarket air filter, and I mentioned in that video that although it probably doesn't add much performance, you know, when you look in the rearview mirror, you see that bloody wing at the back. That is sick, man. Love these cars, got so much character, man, so much character. But yeah, it doesn't add too much performance, but it does give you a lot of sound, and sometimes like strange things sound, doesn't it? When a car's making loads of noise, it makes you feel like you're going quicker. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's a fact, right? So yeah, stock car on the open market, stock cars are probably better news. That sounds strange as well. There seems to be more buyers for cars that are untouched and unmolested, and for me personally as a buyer, I prefer things that have had bits done because I value that sort of stuff. But as a trader, it's really difficult to pay a high premium for that kind of thing because, like I say, on the open market, people just don't pay for it. The seat goes on the back, doesn't it? That's good. So yeah, I like modified cars, but like I say, on the open market, it's a bit difficult. Now, this car, something about Japanese cars which is worth knowing is, again, like I said earlier, about I'm more of a practical guy. I gain knowledge by doing things rather than looking up or reading. I'm more of just, you know, me in theory, no good. Me in practical, spot on, all right? And from buying Japanese cars over the years, I've learned quite a bit. And one of the most important things I think, or the most important information or advice I can give you is there's a website called carvx.jp, and that's basically the Japanese version of a HPI check. And if you HPI check your Japanese car on there, get in front of this van, you just literally go on there, type in your chassis number, and it will HPI check your car. Well, it won't, because at that stage it will ask you to pay 3,500 yen or yan or whatever the Japanese currency is. Sounds like the cost of a car. 3,500 of their money is about 25 quid of our money, and that'll tell you all the history on your Japanese car. This car has got loads of history from Japan, which sort of confirms the mileage, 165,000 kilometers, and it also shows that the previous MOTs over the years. So it just gives the car some good background, some good history, so you can be sure that what you're buying is a straight car. It'll also tell you if there's been any accidents and stuff like that. It's a really, really useful tool for anyone looking to buy an imported car, right? So I can't rate that website enough, all right? So yeah, this car's had, like, mechanically, it's had, the gearbox has been rebuilt. They are known to have a bit of a weak gearbox, so that's important. It's also had the timing chain done, a few other little bits done under the bonnet, but just stock stuff, maintenance work. But again, it's nice stuff to see that it's been done, and it's bloody expensive if you buy one that hasn't had it all done. So it's nice to see that, all right? So little things like that, it's always good to look out for. I know there's general car buying knowledge, but it's good to see that. So the overall drive of this car is really nice. There's a bit of play, I would say, in the steering, maybe like a roll bar link. Lets the drive down a little bit. I'll definitely get that sorted, but generally, like I said as well, what I like to do is I just get cars advertised. I don't want to mess around, I want to get them advertised. Sometimes you get faced with buyers that don't care if they need a bit of prep, they just want to buy them for a discounted price. I work with buyers, you know, that can sometimes happen, but if I see things that need doing, sometimes a bit of buyers say, tell you what, Calv, I'll give you a deposit, get this and this done, and I'll pay you the asking price. But as a rule, I just like to get them advertised, and that way there's a chance of finding a buyer straight away, all right? So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm not going to sort of cane the arse out of this car because I suppose we had some fun in the previous Dc5, didn't we? But there you go, there's VTEC. Revs to over 8,000 revs, that's like sick, man. Something else quickly is I buy on instinct a lot. Sometimes I buy a car, it's hard, like a lot of people say you can't trust anyone. I talk about that a lot in videos. If you've got that mentality, you ain't gonna get anywhere in life. You can't go about life not trusting anybody. You've got to have some trust in people, man. Not to say that like people do take the piss, no doubt, but buy on instinct. Sometimes you see a car and you think that's a banger or that's a good one. This car, my feeling on this car is, I would say it's just been driven, it's been well maintained. It does need a good mop and polish. It needs a proper good thorough clean throughout, but it just seems like quite an honest car. And generally, if you trust your own instincts, generally, I mean, I get it right quite often, but every now and then it will catch you out. But that's quite a good way to go about doing deals in life, I think. So yeah, man, I'm happy with this car. I love to see all the history from Japan as well. You can see it in auction in Japan. You can see when it was sold in Japan back in 2017. And yeah, it's quite, don't know, it's a very different thing to buy, isn't it? Japanese car. So yeah, this car's going to go straight up for sale, like I say, as it is. I'm going to get it mopped, polished, get the wheels refurbed, sort out whatever this sort of play is in the front end, and yeah, get it sold, man. All right, so I'm done. This is Diary of a Car Trader. It gives you a lot of insight to Calvin's car diary, or to the Diary of a Car Trader, I suppose. So if you are new, do hit the bloody subscribe button. New video every Wednesday and Sunday. I've got loads going on in my life. I could do a video every bloody day if I could keep up with the editing. That's not possible, but there's loads going on all the time, alright? Give me a follow on Instagram as well, at Calvin's Car Diary, and do me a favour, hit the like button, because that does me a big favour, alright? So, yeah, done. See ya. In the next episode of Diary of a Car Trader, I bought another Range Rover. This one though is done high mileage. I'll have that video live for you on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. See you then.